I want it classy. I want it sexy. I want it ratchet at the same time. Yeah. And everybody sit down and shut the fuck up.
Right. Or he need different days or something. He need to have different days.
What is his true plan for our people?
Hell, I don't think he know.
She said, I don't think he really know. Clearly, we bigger than one restaurant because you can't put it all in one.
And that's part of his problem, too, is he's trying to make us a monolith and we not.
Welcome to the TMF Podcast, where we have too many feelings. I'm your host, T. Staples, and I'm joined by...
the lovely and amazing Miss Monroe.
And...
she made man Freddie B. You already know what it is and what it isn't.
We do know what it is and what it ain't. And for all y'all listening, we're bringing you all of these feelings from the comforts of our home. That's right, 100% remote. So if you feel our show, show us how you feel by subscribing so you can get notified when the new episodes drop. And if you like what you hear, send us a message. Our handles are in the description below. We love to hear how you feel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how your black ass should conduct yourself and business in today's society. But first, it's time for a segment I like to call the Internet Never Lost. That's right. And in today's attempt to navigate through the endless insanity of interconnectivity we call the internet, I decided upon a clip that is so relevant to our topic that it actually is going to be part of the basis of our topic. Let's take a little listen here.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept, so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a... Come on! Stop the music, please! Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
Oh my. He did it for our people and our culture. Get the fuck out my restaurant. I mean, that was for our people, for our culture. Listen, wow. Okay, so this is a viral clip that once it hit the interwebs, it just went all over the place. And there's a lot of people who have feelings about this clip. So before we dig into the meat of the idea of what's happening here, I do want to get some feedback on just the clip alone. What did y'all feel when y'all heard that?
It was out of line.
She felt it's out of line. Freddie B?
I think that, yeah, I would go along with that because it's adults, it's not school. And so, lecturing.
Right, so I was like, who this nigga think he is? Joe Clark? This is lean on me? Like, why are you yelling like you're in a gymnasium?
Right.
Yeah, that's the part where, I feel him. I do feel him on the whole thing because from what I've seen, I saw that the lecturing of adults in a restaurant is overboard.
So if y'all saw this with no context, it's just like, man, this guy went crazy. When I saw this clip, I was just like, damn, get the fuck out of my restaurant. Well, I guess I need to pack up then. Because I didn't know if you talking to me or them. I just felt a part of it, even though I was watching the clip and I'm in New York. So for all y'all out there, if you saw this, if this happened just by itself in an isolated tank, and then nothing's isolated. There's always surrounding factors, right? But if you were in the restaurant and you were eating your food, and that is where that's the point you came into whatever was going on, where the restaurant owner started talking to the whole restaurant, how would you feel? Leave us a comment. Our handles are in the description below. I would love to know what you feel about this clip, y'all. Thank you for listening to this week's segment of the Internet Never Lost. It didn't lose this time. Because this thing went wild. Okay, so let's hop into this. Okay, so is there a certain way to conduct yourself in a business as a patron, and how do you as a business owner handle when patrons are getting out of hand in your business? What do you do to set your rules? Before we get to before I go too far, I definitely want to get some more in-depth opinions on it. Now, Fred, you actually did some looking into this. So what are some things you found out about the situation?
I mean, what I found out is they have video, and what I read, they have video of the restaurant owner going to the women in question who were twerking multiple times, telling them to not twerk, telling them to stop twerking, to not stand up on the furniture, and couch surf essentially, and then but they still were twerking, and they felt incentivized to twerk because one, everybody in the restaurant was kind of egging them on, like, oh, go, you better do it, shake that, you know how women egg other women on.
Yeah. They were like,
twerking.
go ahead, girl, throw that thing, go ahead. Yeah.
Throw that thing in the circle, right. So,
and that's the song that was playing, by the way. They was playing at that time on the speakers coming through the speakers of the restaurant was "Throw That Ass in a Circle."
Oh, okay.
That's actually what's playing.
And so, to your point, that's also what kind of is. That was the vibe, but it's brunch. It was it was a lit brunch, like because now brunch now is taking on a whole. It's a sport now. Because before, maybe 10, 15 years ago, brunch wasn't popular. So brunch was just, you just go somewhere, you just chilling, you talk with your friends, and you get some mimosas, you get some mixture of breakfast and lunch food, and you take your ass home. Now you got brunch, you got boozy brunch, you got lit brunch, you got brunches went on to the parties, like into the day parties, like mixed together, and it's, the lines are blurred.
Mm-hmm. Miss Monroe, when you heard about the situation, what were some of your thoughts? Like, did you think that him asking them to stop twerking, was that appropriate? Was it? I mean, does he have autonomy over his business? Like, what were some of your feelings about the whole situation? Outside of the viral clip, not just the viral clip, because I think the viral clip lives alone in its own special space. But what actually happened is that there was, women who had been twerking, who had been asked several times to, please calm down. Can you not, stand on my furniture? Can you not, do that in this establishment? And there's actually a clip that did not go viral where you actually see there's a patron across the restaurant floor pointing the camera at one of the women who were leaning against the glass. She had her hands pressed firmly against the glass, pushing against it. And it was a huge pane of glass.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah. And
that's actually the first one I saw.
So that's the first one you saw. Okay, so talk about it.
Like I said, I just saw the part where she was. I guess was she twerking on the glass and pushing on her or something?
She was leaning against it to prop herself up so she can do a in the air twerk for everybody.
Yeah,
and she was standing on his cap. He like a, I don't know if you call it. I guess you call it a booth in a restaurant. It's a booth. He had like a booth, and she was standing in the on the cushions part of the booth where her feet. I don't know if she had on heels. Hopefully she didn't. But if she had on shoes of any kind, it's still that could damage a booth seat. So, but yeah.
Can I put it? I guess I see it from both sides. So the patrons themselves, in my opinion, went overboard. No matter if it is, I'm not a person who's gonna be like, yeah, dance on the furniture and do all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I am 30 now. I think I've done that one time at a party, but they actually wanted us to do that because the party was dead and they weren't selling no drinks. So I mean, like, it depends on the situation. But also, too, though, in some little bit of research I've been able to do, like, there's supposedly like a video of him floating around, of him dancing on furniture at an event. And then apparently he also has a club that's has the same name or similar name to the restaurant. And so maybe people might have gotten things confused with the flyer or whatever. But to me, ultimately, I just think as a business owner, you shouldn't be out there talking to people like they kids like that. Because like if it's an issue with those people, then throw those people out. But if I'm paying and I ain't doing nothing wrong, you yelling, you didn't ruin my meal.
But when he addressed everybody, what people don't realize in that clip is he didn't address the whole restaurant as a problem. He addressed people who are in that category. He said, if that's what you want to do, then you need to leave.
But you still interrupting my meal with your lecture to them.
Don't matter. It didn't matter. He dressed everybody. He said, I just want to be clear because it wasn't just those tables that he was asking to sit down. That had other tables started getting up and started twerking. So he said,
if you want to be clear, that needs to be clear in your marketing. What's going on with your marketing that make people feel like they can go in there and do that?
This is not my restaurant. I'm just telling you what happened.
But I'm just saying, that's not the time to make yourself clear as the owner. You need to make that clear in your branding and your marketing.
Well, so let's talk about what it is that he expects and what it is that he wants, because he actually has like an idea of like, where twerking belongs. And I'm gonna play out a little clip. He was on TMZ and what's TMZ's Harvey something? I can't think of the guy's name.
Harvey Weinstein?
No, that's the dude that's
no, that's the wrong one. Okay.
That's the wrong Harvey.
He need to be
Harvey Levin.
Okay, there we go. Well, they asked him a question about, did you just have a problem with twerking? And this is what his response was.
And first of all, I don't have a particular problem with twerking. At our restaurant, you're always going to hear music because we want to make sure that it's a constant positive vibe for our guests. One of the things that we don't want, though, is we don't want guests standing up in their seats, grabbing glass and twerking on glass. You know, for those who like twerking, we don't have a problem with it. There's lots of nightclubs people do it at. They do it in their home. But at our restaurant, we want to be mindful of that. Our restaurant is one where my mother eats at, my grandmother eats there, my sons work there, and we want to make sure we keep a good environment. And so I'm not here to make any indictment on people who twerk because it gives people a good time, but that's just not something that I can have in my restaurant. One of the most undervalued people in this world, or probably the most undervalued, is Black women. And I'm very mindful of how they look and how they appear. And we have so many classy and nice Black women that come to this restaurant that define what true Kitchen and Cocktails is. And the actions of the women standing on the sofa and pushing on the glass, twerking, is not that. And so when we talk about advancing the culture, I'm mindful of how we all look as people. And that's why I apologize for using the F word, but that's also why I'm very, very steadfast in making sure that our guests carry themselves in the right way at this restaurant. I'm not saying it's not the proper way to present the culture when you're dancing and having a good time at a club, but I am saying it's an improper way to present our culture in my restaurant.
And so listening to that clip, I want to also go back to something you said, Ms. Monroe, because you talked about it being like a party. And one of the things he was very clear about is it being a restaurant. And he does actually own some other businesses. None of them named nothing close to True Kitchen, by the way. But he's in litigation with another business, another restaurant, which has a club vibe with the owner of that restaurant. So I'm not going to name that restaurant because I don't know where they're on litigation. But he is a part owner of another spot. And what he did on his site, when I went and kind of looked this up, is he put himself as the creator of this. Like, this is his vibe, right? This is something. So in his mind, he has definitely asphyxiated himself on delivering something very specific to the community that he's in. Now, to be clear with everybody, this is Dallas, Texas. This is not Atlanta, Georgia. So I've seen a lot of misleading reports that this is something that happened in the Black community of Atlanta, Georgia. This is not. This is in Dallas, Texas, off Elm Street, for all y'all who want to know. Okay? And
Nightmare on Elm Street, ain't it?
It's definitely a Nightmare on Elm Street. And the owner's name is Kevin Kelly, if you want to look him up. He's actually an attorney. And the DJ, they never give the DJ's name, but he called him Dwayne. So we're going to go with DJ Dwayne for this purpose. And so these are all the factors that were placed into it. He had a very specific goal for this thing. And when he addressed those people in that restaurant, I think part of what was coming out of him was, this is not what I saw for my restaurant. And like Ms. Monroe said, she talked about him needing to do some PR or do some work, right?
Yeah, you are.
So Ms. Monroe and Freddie B, I want y'all to answer this. Do you feel that stopping the music and addressing the whole restaurant was a necessary evil based on what we now know about him and the information I just gave you guys?
No.
Okay, not a necessary evil. Freddie B?
Stopping the music was a necessary evil. I want to say no. But I think that things got too out of hand for him to rein back in, and he wanted to rein it back in. So then it's like I'm like stuck in between the two. But if I had to choose, I would say no. Okay. So then in his clip, he asked, how can I ask men to respect you if you don't respect yourself? So is
Jesus.
Is he victim? Is this restaurant owner using like victim blaming as a case of like social normative enforcement, or is he making a bigger statement there?
I'll let Ms. Monroe hop in there.
He is so confused because I don't know. Like, to me, it's just a lot going on with him psychologically. It's like, first of all, it's almost like he has this, like, he wants to be revered as something. Like, I want to have this and like this. I'm creating this for you. You know what I'm saying? But yet you talking to me and yelling at me like if I'm the paying customer who ain't acting a fool, you ruining my meal, nigga. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? But you want to have a respectable establishment, but you going around yelling at your patrons. Like, that doesn't make sense. And then it's like, oh, my family is here. My sons are here. Why are you playing this music?
My mama eats food here.
Like, you're trying to say like it's almost a family establishment, but I don't know any family establishments that are blasting that type of music in their restaurant. Like,
which is an interesting question, because I was going to ask you guys, do you think the music is a problem, or are the people the problem? Can you have this music and you playing songs like "Throw That Ass in a Circle" without twerking. Is it a control issue with the people, or is it like him provoking a certain vibe? Because he does talk about the vibe that he wants to create. Now he definitely wants something. It's a certain sector of black women that he is catering to, and that's what he said in that specific clip. So like, what sector is that? Like, you know.
But so to me, that's nothing's confusing too, because I want women to carry themselves and do this a certain way, but then I want to play twerk music, which typically women in those songs don't look. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I know a chick who just like to twerk all the time, I'm not going to invite her to an orchestra or something like that. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, them are two different people. They go to two different places. But at the same time, too, that also goes for most men, because most men who go to things like that aren't going to dress to be a certain way. So, like, but why is it the women you're focusing on policing how they look? Because black culture, in a sense, has always been something that wasn't regarded as, what's the word? Professional.
Right.
And so, how do you come...
Now, he's not policing how they look. He's just suggesting how they look. Remember, because he didn't say you must look the certain way. He said, I'm appreciative of the women who come in this way. So he said,
I'm always mindful of it. Like, but why are you always mindful of it? Like, why is it even a thing?
We can't fill that in though, because he didn't give us nothing for that. But he did give us. I would hate to fill in, you know what I'm saying? Because like he said, I'm mindful, because he could be mindful, like, oh, okay, I like, that's the vibe I'm looking for. That I can't explain, but that's what it. You know what I mean? He could be mindful in that way.
It could be other way. But I just, if
he
you're not trying to police it to some degree, why are you always mindful of it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess the thing I'll say is, I mean, if I'm eating at a restaurant, he did that, and it's like that thing that people say, if the shoe don't fit, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. If it don't apply, let it fly. So it's like, I'm not twerking, so he not talking to me. You know,
that's what I'm thinking.
Black people say that all the time. Like,
I pay to have a good time.
Like, I'm paying, I'm eating.
And now, instead of just them ruining it and you throwing them out, they ruin it and you ruining it. I'm not coming back to your restaurant if you acting like that.
I mean, like the thing with me is, I wouldn't like X this black business out because he did that. Maybe I would go to him like, yo, look, that's probably wasn't a good look or whatever like that, because I understand people make mistakes. That's the thing, like, especially in today's society, like, you can't even make a mistake in today's society, because we got the internet, people canceling, people just, I'm done, I ain't doing that no more. And it's like, damn, we all, at last I checked, you know, like, people say don't judge people, but people judge people all the time.
On the first incident.
Exactly. The main people that's telling people not to judge are the main ones
people judging. Exactly.
And so, like, he did that, and it's like, I understand he made a mistake. Should he have done that as a business owner? No. Do I think that was a good move of him? No, I don't think that. But if I'm there eating and he do that, like, I get it. That's his business, and then he just lost control and he wilded out and he made a mistake. Hopefully he learned from the mistake. Like, okay, you can't do that, and there's better ways to handle it. And then with the women, and his environment for his restaurant. Mm-hmm. Now I do think he was out of pocket for trying to say, like, oh, all these people eat there, his mom, his this, that, and the third, like, kind of what y'all were alluding to, the music he playing. And it's a situation, if you want people to treat you a particular way, you have to create an environment for them to do that. If you create an environment that's contrary to that, then they're gonna treat you to what they see.
Wait, Freddie B though, he spent 7 figures on this place now. He's going on record saying this. I spent 7 figures making this place like this. I created this vibe. This vibe is what I curated. This vibe, Freddie B.
Hey, you can spend 8-9 figures, but if you want to have a brunch with people drinking drinks and then you gonna play loud music, because I've been to a lot of these places where it's like, it's kind of hard to really just like have a conversation. It's like you kind of almost in a club atmosphere.
Right, exactly. You created a club atmosphere.
You're talking. So yeah, so if that's the atmosphere that you create, then people will begin to drift to that atmosphere. So he need to make changes. But it's the same thing with, you know, Miss Monroe started to touch on it. Like, I don't think he's policing what women wear, but it's the same thing when women dress provocatively and they showing boobs, they showing ass, but then they expect for men to take them seriously and expect for men to treat them like extravagant ladies. Like, no, you don't look like an extravagant lady. You look like a whore. So I'm talking to you like a whore. Oh, I didn't know you wasn't a whore. Oh, okay. You're not a whore. So it's the same concept. It's like the environment you create, people will treat you like that. If you dress in the like Chappelle said it best. He got a joke where he's like, you won't walk around in a police. If you walk around in a police uniform and somebody commit a crime, I'm gonna run to you like, hey, they committed a crime. You can't be like, why you come to me? You dress like a police officer. I'm not. Then why the hell you dress like a police officer? You know, it's the same concept. It's like the environment you create, people will treat you accordingly, and you can't get mad that people are treating you like that.
So what I want to know, because there are supporters of the actual patrons, you know, there's it's mixed amongst our community. And Black people are not monolithic, so we're gonna always have differences of opinion. We're gonna have different thoughts. We're not monolithic, but from the standpoint of the patrons, I'm kind of curious. Or do you either one of you feel that the supporters of these women are disguising poor etiquette as black culture? Because supporters of the women are saying, nah, they should be allowed to twerk and do all that stuff and da-da-da. But I'm like, wait a minute. He do got a point with standing on the furniture and pushing against the glass. Now, come on now. So are they disguising this? That's poor etiquette. Are they disguising poor etiquette as black culture?
Hell yeah. I mean, because twerking is a part of black culture, but it's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, it's time you do things. Like, you know, it's a certain part of black culture I'm not going to do at church. It's a certain part of black culture I'm not going to do in the club. You know, a certain part of black culture I ain't going to do in front of my mom. A certain part of black culture I'm not going to do in front of my children. Like, it's you pick and choose where you, it's certain things you do, even in general culture. You do at work, you don't do at home. You do at home, but you don't do at work. Like, it's a time and place for everything. You just don't be everywhere just popping your ass. Like, why are you popping your ass right now?
Okay.
Yeah, I somewhat agree with that. Because I don't agree necessarily with dance on furniture, especially at a restaurant. But like we've been saying, like, are we at a restaurant or are we at a club? Like, we confused right now. And then too, they were talking about, I seen people posting saying that the food was like hours later, something like that. So all he had been doing was just serving drinks. And it's like, okay, you got really loud music and you got a lot of drinks, you know. And I've seen people at clubs dance on furniture and not get thrown out. So we at a restaurant or we at a club.
But you're at a club though. Like, the club is a place where you can dance.
I mean, but people have events, parties at places that aren't necessarily clubs all the time. Are we currently at that time? Do people know that they're not really at a sort of club party? And I think to address that too, we have to look at what they put out, right? So if you look at their Instagram page, because their website is down, so you can't get on the website. I've been trying all day. It's just down. But I looked at the Instagram page and I looked at the kind of the marketing they have. And some of it does have the vibes of dance hall. It has the vibes of like we're going to party. You know, now don't get me wrong. I do know restaurants that create the party atmosphere, but they just want you to come eat. Like, and drink. They don't want you to actually but want you.
But that's the thing. You start to
selling
blur lines. When you get to party, you getting close to people up dancing and having a good time. That's what you do at a party.
Let me throw one clip. I want to throw a little clip at you guys real quick so you can hear this little piece. This is what some of the black patrons, the black women that went, had to say about the place. This clip comes from Jade and Friends. She's a review site. She does a lot of reviews of these type of things in Texas. And so here's what she had to say. And I'm gonna give you a little note about this clip when it's done playing.
Heck, like, this has been the best time that I've had, and I can't even tell you, since quarantine, at least, right?
Yeah, quarantine was rough, but you know what? We got you here.
Wait a minute, quarantine ain't over.
I think the restaurant is good, but it's even better when we have people like you here. And that was kind of the motivation for True Kitchen and Cocktails. So thank you for coming out today.
Oh man, today has been amazing. You guys, as soon as you walk in, it's such a vibe. You have the best food, you have the best drinks, the best service. It's so clean. I mean, I just can't even explain to you. You guys, how's the food? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell y'all. This is the real deal.
Okay, in that clip from Jade and Friends, in the restaurant at that time, I didn't see a single white or black man. I didn't see a single white sister. All I saw was black females. So when I started thinking about he's creating this certain vibe for black women, what is it saying that we have a DJ at all times? That, you know what I'm saying? So we got the music going, the drinks are flowing. It was literally that table she called out, all women. Across the restaurant, all women. And I didn't notice from the clips that went viral how many men were in that clip, but I'm starting to think like, wait a minute. This might be something he built for, like a safe space for women, and if it is so, that kind of goes back to my thing of the twerking. Is that something that we bring in to that space?
Nah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but yeah. Nah. What do y'all think about that?
That's like when you have a place like if women gonna be there, men gonna come. Like, you can't show a clip and there's a whole bunch of dudes there. Like, that's nightlife 101. Events 101. You got a whole bunch of dudes. Women kind of like apprehensive, like, okay, it's a lot of dudes in there. I don't know if I want to come. Like, people aren't comfortable. I guess that's an indictment on men, but people aren't comfortable if you go to a place and it's like 60-70% men there. It's like, oh, there's a lot of niggas in here. Like, ooh, man, this is. I don't know about this.
From all intents and purposes, for a review though, like, she was going to just do a review, and that's what was there. That was all black women there.
a lot of reviews, like even like, and I use reviews loosely because like a lot of these reviews, they'll be set up by him. You know they come and he makes sure everything's
So you think it was all planned? All the women, the patrons was planted. And you can go check this out. You can check this out on her. And I should give her a shout out. You can go check this out on Jada and Friends on her site. She's got the whole clip, and I watched the whole thing, and I was just like looking like I just played y'all a little piece of it, but I was just looking like, dang, there's nothing but black women in that.
I'm pretty sure he knew the time and the date. I mean, I'm 100% positive he knew the exact time and exact date. They planned it, and she come in like, okay, and if she got to follow him, he gonna make sure everything looks nice and is the image that he wants to put out.
Right.
And you want to put out, you catering to black people, you gonna put out as a whole bunch of black women because dudes gonna see that and like, oh, I'm going there. Ain't nothing but chicks to go there. I'm going there. And then other black women gonna see it like, oh yeah, I'm going there. That's where all the girls go. I'm gonna go there. So then you popping.
Okay, so Miss Monroe, the environment he's trying to create. He's put this clip out. This girl came and did a review. She's loving it. Do you think that based on what he's trying to create, even though he hasn't quite all the way accomplished it, but I guess from her, she's like, yeah, this is it, ladies. She's saying this is it. Come, ladies, come. Do you think that him correcting them now from this perspective now is justified at all or any or no?
No. I still don't see any because my thing is too, and I think about this a lot because there's so much stuff that we as black people, as a black woman or whatever minority you are in, like there's so much stuff that we have to unlearn because we're so used to mistreatment. And another thing I thought to myself when I saw that was, had there been a room full of white people, would he have done that? Like been yelling at them, talking about get the fuck out?
Well, we don't know because they were standing on the furniture leaning against the glass.
Which is true, but I'm just saying, even still,
because let me go back to it. You guys always hit the yelling, but I want to remind people that was the last straw. Because this thing was
you call police.
Yeah, that was the last straw for him. He had spoken to them nicely a couple of different times. And that's an issue with calling police and black folks. It's an issue we just saw that with
security. He actually should. If he gonna have
I saw somebody
suggest
somebody suggested that. But this was nighttime. This wasn't brunch too. This was nighttime. So okay.
Like even nighttime. If you have a party type atmosphere, you have security. That's just standard for people who get out of hand because you got drinks, you got loud music, the energy higher, so some people can't handle that. You know what I mean? And then you as the proprietor, you're over all that. So I mean, really, at the end of the day, he's the lead. So if you're the lead, you're the head or something, like the responsibility falls back on you. So at any point in time, he could turn the music down, he could bring the lights up, and then that'll bring the energy down. Because women ain't gonna just be on the couch twerking all like that if the music low. Like you hear all their conversation, you hear all that, you gonna feel weird. You're not, I'm assuming the music was like super loud, where they felt under the guise of loud music, they felt free to do that.
Is there any responsibility to these patrons? Should they take any responsibility for these actions? I mean,
well, I'm not at any point saying that they're not responsible for how they were behaving.
But we going hard on him. We ain't talked about the fact that they twerked on his furniture.
Because like Fred said, you are the leader. This is your business. This is your brand. You're supposed to protect that. You a lawyer. You better be yelling at folks.
So let me ask again then, because you went back. What responsibility do they have, or as patrons when we walk into a place? Should we expect to conduct ourselves in a certain way? Because we talking about conducting yourself and your business. We got the business down, but is there any way you should conduct yourself in a space where you're going to eat versus a space where you're going to party versus a space where you're going to pray?
But when it's not defined?
Well, I mean, I think he did a good job of defining it before he opened. He had people come through the reviews. He's got it all on his site. I mean, I think in my opinion, he made a good case to define what he wanted. However, agreeing with you guys from earlier, he does blur the lines because you have music and the music is throw that ass in a circle. That's a blurred line because throw that ass in a circle. Maybe I feel like throwing my ass in a circle. So at what point do you as a patron now say, well, wait a minute, I know I hear throw that ass in a circle, but I should sit my ass down and eat? Like, at what point does, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you not?
I mean, yeah, what you're saying is a noble concept. I mean, because you think about just life, even outside, you think about macro, like how people should conduct themselves in different ways. Like, it's a lot of things people shouldn't do. You know what I mean? And it'll be great. It'll be a wonderful world if we lived in a world where people understood, like, okay, in this moment they had proper EQ, emotional quotient, where like, okay, they had proper IQ as well. Like, okay, I shouldn't do that. Like, oh, this being played, but let me just chill. That would be wonderful and great. But unfortunately, we live in a world where people are self-serving. People want to do them or whatever the case may be. And that's why I say all the time in everything, like, protect yourself. Make sure you're protecting yourself. I'm not absolving these women from being wrong by any means. They still wrong, but you as the proprietor, you as the owner of that's your restaurant, that's your stuff. Because them people who twerk, they gonna move on. There's other restaurants to go to, other black business, white business hell to go to, and his stuff shut down. It's shut down, and that hurts him. It don't hurt the people that ate there. That hurts him. So if you got something that's yours, and whatever it is, your restaurant, your body, your time, your house, your car, if that's yours, you got to make sure you look out for your stuff. You police your stuff and make sure you on top of it. You can't expect somebody who don't know you and possibly don't care about you to like, okay, let me make sure I treat you right. You hope that's the case.
Yeah, but I think he did a good job. He said, hey, listen, get down. But at the same time, like Ms. Monroe, you were saying right before Fred went into the... Well, I don't know if you were saying this, but basically he should have called the police, or he should have done something else versus what he did.
Like even Fred said, like just having security, period. Like, why are you having this type of event when you have alcohol? You know what I'm saying? And you don't have no type of security when you know you're going to be trying to almost kind of having a party atmosphere to a degree. You don't have
definitely dropped the ball there.
Yeah, you don't have no type of security or nothing, but you could have forced them to leave and get out. Like, why are you lecturing all your patrons? That don't make any sense.
Right. So it's handling of the situation, but the fact that I think he had a responsibility to say something.
Yeah,
I think he lectured because if you listen to TMZ, he feels like, it's like culture and it's like a family type deal. You could tell like that's the vibe he get. Like, we like black culture, we all a family, and I want to, because when you're in a family, like you go Thanksgiving dinner. Think about the Thanksgiving dinners you went to, and the cousins are acting up, and grandma got to come out and be like, hey, look, this is Thanksgiving. We are here for the family. And this is love. Why y'all going out? Y'all keep going outside on store runs. Stay in the house. She lectured that. So I think he got that feel of, I'm like grandfather, I'm patriarch, and I need to lecture my fellow black people.
Well, listen, I'm just curious. So do y'all want y'all waffles and your chicken with the side of buns?
No,
I mean, this is a Southern style restaurant.
On the last episode with the second last episode with the Magic City. Nah, I'm good. I don't want nobody's cheeks. I don't want nobody's cheeks near my. I mean,
because now I seen some of the other angles of security footage. Some of the buns look like they was going wild. I was like, oh, them things is throwing ass in a circle. I mean, and some going in squares and some going in triangles too. But throwing them ass.
Hell, I probably would have left before he started snapping on folk. I'd have been like, oh, this ain't even my place.
This ain't your vibe.
I need to go. I need to get up out of here.
I mean, I would have been there eating, laughing. I know he ain't talking. I know he ain't talking.
So Fred, you don't mind your side of buns. You side of buns is cool for you.
I mean, they across the restaurant. I'm good. Like in my area, if I'm good, ain't nothing popping off. It'd be different if I'm in the section next over and they like standing right over top of me. I'm like, well, y'all lost your rabbit ass mind. I'm telling, man, can you come over here please and get them?
Okay, so I got two follow up questions to kind of wrap up how we should really be conducting ourselves, right, and our businesses. But I have to ask this: if we're gonna take on this topic, would this have been okay at any other restaurant establishment?
I mean, yeah. I mean, cause for example, I've been to lit brunches and where it's like, okay, I mean, I think the level of the decor, cause like some restaurants, it's like you blur the lines. So it's like saying that it's okay. It's kind of like, is it? We don't know. You don't know. It's like there isn't an answer because you don't know. Because it's a party and it's like, okay, you do it and they doing it. Okay, so this is fine. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's so many things in life. It's like you don't know. Nobody has an answer. You just do it. And then in that case, it wasn't okay because the proprietor came out and said, don't do it. But in other cases, proprietor don't say nothing. Is it okay?
Right, because usually the brunches is to me, because I've been wanting to go to one for the longest, but every time, like, because I don't want to go by myself, every time I want to go, like, either I can't go,
or just regular
brunch? just like either one of those lit brunches or like a day party. It seems like every time I want to go, like, it's with my friends, like either I gotta work or they gotta work. You know what I'm saying? So I've never been, but what I usually get from watching from seeing the flyers or maybe seeing video clips is like it's supposed to be, especially if they're black. You know what I'm saying? Like black people doing this, it's supposed to be like a sophisticated ratchet. right? Like, ain't that the thing that comes to
ratchet.
Sophisticated.
Right. The ones that I've seen that have been like inside to me kind of come off as more ratchet. I probably wouldn't go because I would expect for people to start doing stuff like that. And I don't even like going to clubs like that. So I'd be like, okay, cool, I'm not going to go to that one.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, like the sophistication, because it's like it's supposed to be brunch into a day party. So at the beginning of the brunch, it's like a little more subdued, a little more chill. Like, if you want brunch, you come in to actually do brunch, but in a little more hype atmosphere, you come 11, 12, 1. If you come 2, 3, 4, then it's gonna be a little more lit. And then after that, then they just stop serving, and then then you just kicking it, and then it's just drinks. So, but it really, like I said, it really depends when you're doing these lit brunches, because like now they're packaged together with a day party.
Well, I think one of the things that we definitely have to do is take a look and see what it is that he wants that established to be, so we understand as patrons when we come in, that's what we can expect. He put out a statement after this video clip went viral, and I'm not going to read the statement here on air, but I am going to call out a couple of things. And one of the statements in his part 2 of the statement, he talks about what it is they serve, and the serving of the type of food that they have could potentially lead to extraneous fun, but he doesn't want that to be the thing. So I'm gonna just let y'all hear what some of the stuff he says that they have, and then I'm gonna ask y'all one last little piece here.
Drinks. We've been open for 2 days, and the thing that stood out the most is we have amazing people that have come to this restaurant. After the amazing people, I've got a phenomenal chef. We've got chicken and waffles, shrimp and grits. But beyond the food, we've got phenomenal drinks here too. We've got drinks that catch on fire. We've got drinks with cotton candy. We have so much here, but we have it all just for the people of Dallas.
Okay, so this is some of the stuff that he talked about even in his statement, that maybe it's a part of the menu that can contribute to some of a heightened atmosphere. So now I have to ask you both. This final question here is, what is his true plan for our people based on what he's putting out?
Hell, I don't think he know.
She said, I don't think he really know.
You know what I'm saying? I want to provide a sophisticated family restaurant where we throw that ass in a circle. Nigga, what?
And we have drinks to catch on fire, and mushrooms come out the top, and horseshoes and clovers and blue moons, pots of golden rainbows.
You know how people be wanting to do like a lot, and then their mind just kind of like runs away, and then you give them resources to do a lot, and then they're like, okay, I'm
like, spend seven figures. That's right.
Like you ever had a conversation with a 8-9-year-old kid, like what you want to be when you grow up, and they're like, I want to be a football player, firefighter, lawyer, and doctor. You like, God, nigga, okay,
that's a lot of school.
But you right, but you can't, you an adult, and it's like you don't want to crush their dreams. So you just don't want to tell them, like, nigga, you can't do all that.
Right.
You got to pick one or two of them. Like, maybe probably just one. You got to pick one. But like they don't know. They don't know. Like, oh, I can't do all that. Why not? Because they don't know. And so with him, I don't know his background in the restaurant tour business. But, it's like the same concept. It's like, okay, you want to do all this and you want something big. Because you can tell he loves black culture. He loves his black people. And he wants to contribute something to where black people got something to go to.
But it's obvious that we bigger than one restaurant, though. Clearly, we bigger than one restaurant because you can't put it all in one.
And that's part of his problem, too, is he's trying to make us a monolith and we not.
Yeah, it's all in one. It's family atmosphere with drinks that catch on fire. I have never been
with your mama while y'all there.
I have never been to a Thanksgiving with my family and the drinks caught on fire. I just want to let you know. There's never been.
It could be dangerous. I think somebody need to tell him that this is multiple. Like I said, going back to the kid with all the different things, like that's multiple people. That's going to be all those different work going those workforces. He need multiple restaurants. He need one where this the lit brunch, it's the turn up, it's the adult joint, opens at 6 p.m. or during the week and closes at 1, and then on weekends for brunch it opens at 11 and then it goes through and it's lit, and then he got the other one, it's a family restaurant.
I want it classy, I want it sexy, I want it ratchet at the same time, and everybody sit down and shut the fuck up.
Right, or he need different days or something. He needed to have different days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is lit. Turn up, throw that ass in a circle, and then Sunday or Monday through Wednesday, Thursday is I bring your grandma have you some chicken and waffles and eggnog waffles and
a flaming hot Doritos drink. Like, what the fuck, my
flaming
nigga?
hot Choritos.
I don't know, nigga, what I just said.
Was that Cheetos?
Cheetos, Doritos,
it felt like you mixed
Choritos.
Cheetos and mixed
I wasn't trying to
them.
get nobody
Okay.
no brain. I was trying to go like, neutral. Flaming hot Doritos drink. Whatever. Put everything all at once. Fuck it.
That
Listen,
sounds gross.
Listen.
But he getting a lot of free advertising.
Oh
Shout out
yes,
to
people.
that.
Listen.
Yeah.
People. His website is down right now. You can't even get on it because there's so much traffic. But listen, we have had way too many feelings about this topic.
Way.
I hope y'all have enjoyed this episode of how to conduct yourself and business in today's society. But especially for all my people trying to pack culture into one package, you know what I'm saying? May that happen. May have to spread it out. So listen, I've been here with
The lovely Miss Monroe.
and
Shemaine Man, Freddie B, check it in.
And this is your boy T Staples. Thank you for listening to us right here where we have too many feelings. Peace.